Oh, it's gonna kick me out of the party. Okay.
I for PlayStation. We stopped the broadcast.
I did.
Oh, wait a minute. Launch broadcast. Broadcast has been stopped.
Not true. I wonder if it's because I'm in creator. Hold on, let me do it
Lame
again.
as fuck. Get shit out of the way.
How did I do this? Oh no, it says I'm on air. Or maybe do you have to go to my profile or something? Or
Well, it says right here that watch broadcast. I saw your invitation saying the broadcast has been stopped.
that's a lie. Let's see, let me. Oh, okay. Alright. Alright, give it 7 seconds or so.
Broadcast. It's not giving broadcast through PlayStation. Right here. Okay, looks like I'm watching on my TV now. So it's actually playing. I can see better.
Hello? Can't thou hear me?
I think I'm watching. You're kind of scrolling, right?
Yeah, I'm just kind of moving around the map right now looking for a place to
Okay, I
lay this
see you.
trigger.
I see
Alright, so I'm laying a trigger down.
you. I could hear you.
Um, it doesn't really matter where I lay it down. It's just for the fact that I want it to be kind of flat because it's not gonna lay me. It's not gonna let me pile up a 30 car race. I can, like on a hill or anything like that. So it's got to kind of be flat where I lay the trigger down.
Oh, there's too much echo. This is creepy.
Oh,
Like,
is it?
hold on. I don't know how to do this. Let me.
Is there? Can you turn the volume down on
It's
the
too much to
television,
play.
or
It's not coming. It's coming off from my headset.
reroute your audio through something else, or
I think I just need to get out of this. I don't know. I think you're right. I see what you're saying. Okay.
I'm gonna trigger my location right there. And grab a drink of my soda. Oh, it will let me throw one down right there. Dope. I'm gonna have to remember this spot. Alright, let me know if you can actually see the activity going on my screen.
Did I leave the?
So I don't really want to start any kind of process until I'm sure you can see and you're cool hearing and all that.
Uh, we're good. Your suggestion for the audio is perfect.
Alright.
Oh, you're still coming through the TV, so I just gotta turn the TV volume down.
And then you can just hear
Just
the
mute
party.
that to interfere. I'll mute the TV, and then we should be cool. And then there's not gonna be. There might be a delay in between what you're showing
Right.
me and what you're saying.
Oh, but it's
So
only
right now,
several seconds.
right. So right now I see you're trying
Right.
to place the 8 cars.
Perfect. Alright, so I'm going to move that to 30 and see what happens inside of this bubble. So this is just the trigger for the race. So if people
Yeah.
are going to meet up on the map or something somewhere, right? This
Well,
is the
I mean,
trigger for the
don't
race.
talk to me like I'm 8. I've made races.
Alright, cool.
You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to
Alright.
learn how to make
Well,
the
that's
big
part of
tracks
it.
like that.
That's part of it. Like making these races in the air, it's a whole separate
Yeah.
kind of a deal. Like, I'm not sure if you've made races in the air yet, but
No, and that's where I've only done elevated tracks, only like maybe where I
alright.
float off the ground.
Okay, so if I wanted to make the race in the air, which I don't, because I want to save pieces. But if I wanted to make it just an elevated track, I would go ahead and stop this process that I'm doing now. Because I found a spot right there, I would get a large platform piece of stunt block track building stuff, and I would just elevate that in the air with the axes controls, with the override controls.
So what does that block look like? Can you pull that block out and show me what that block
Yep,
looks
I
like?
sure can. All right, so I'll just
I
place
gotta see
my.
what the building block is, because I'm taking elevated track and turning it on its side.
All right, so I just placed the checkpoint there. That's where we're all gonna line up in this race.
Okay.
Now, um, let's see. I've selected props. I'm in category. It's just a few over to the right, like 10 or so. I don't like these neon blocks, so I'm just gonna use the regular ones. And then I'll go down to the type. I'll hit my left directional pad, and I'll go through all these hazard ones until I get to that big one right there.
Sent building block. Okay.
Alright, so let me back out a little bit. You can see how big that bad boy is.
How then? That's under what? That's just a stunt building block.
Okay,
You just kind of
so
scroll. Oh,
yeah,
so
I'm just
it's
gonna
a
back out real
giant.
fast,
Okay.
okay?
I'm making this way harder than I need to make it.
Right, in your head you
I'm
are,
taking,
right?
yeah, I'm
Like,
taking like elevated road and trying to
yeah,
turn it on
and
its side and
that's
race
what
on the
I
side of
started
that.
doing, right? Okay,
Holy
so
shit, am I making this harder?
props category, it gives you all this different shit, right? The tubes and all
Yeah,
that, right? The building, the raised track, which I use that a lot. I use that a whole
right.
lot, right? And then with the barriers, and then there's the regular track without the barriers, and so on and so forth. All right, so category,
Jeez.
and then
Yeah, see,
it's.
what I was doing, I was just turning that on its side and trying to race on the side of it.
Oh, okay. Well,
And trying to get the angles all perfect and
and
trying to
you
make.
can and everything, but I mean, in specific areas where you're having trouble putting shit together, you know.
Right.
Um, all right, so
That's how you make a smoother
you
transition.
go through all the categories, you find stunt building blocks, and there's also those neon blocks. It's the checkered board blocks, right? So let me show you those real fast, just so.
And you go left to like under the type, right?
Yeah. So for
Yeah,
type, I
go
just go
left.
left, and it's just a few
Right.
selections away, right? So I'm gonna go back up to category, and then I'm gonna choose the just the regular building blocks. I'm gonna go back down to type, and then go through all these hazard ones, and there's the big one. Now, if I go down to advanced options, click on that and override the position. They actually make you check this, and this is where things get kind of fucked up, because you'll check this and then you'll set something in the wrong spot by accident, not like forgetting that you haven't checked it yet. But then you can move this shit however high up you want to
Right.
with these axes, and you don't have to remember the axes, because if you, let's see here, let me, I'm just going to check that there just for a moment. I'm going to go back and erase it. If you turn on the prop snapping and then just go somewhere near it, it'll start automatically snapping to itself. Sometimes you gotta play with the angle. So what I'm doing now is pushing the L2 button, and I'm trying to get it to snap on to a piece of itself. Sometimes it has a hard time and it just doesn't want to do it. There. So I can set that, and now I have this huge fucking thing in the air to start building my race on if I want to. Right now I'm not going to start building off of this just because, but once this thing snaps on, if you hit the L buttons, L1 and L2, you can move the angle of it. Right, that comes in pretty handy. Um, so anyways, that's how you elevate the bitch. Like, that's how you get it up there. Now once you have the platform up there, well, you can put shit on it. Like the regular ass roads and shit. Like they just lay down right on top of it. Right, so then I can start connecting that shit however I want to across this. So let's say I have a bunch of track down here now, and I want to turn left and I want to turn right at certain ways and whatever. Well, as I'm testing this track, like I can just go down there and fucking test it right now. It'll, oh, I guess not. I have to actually have fucking checkpoints and shit on there. Well, I could drive around it and record my path and my checkpoints and shit, uh, and then build road on top of my path, so that I know like my road is going in the direction that I want to be driving my car and the feel that I want to be feeling it in and whatever it is.
Override is how you're able to sync stuff in and out of the map and do all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's how you can push stuff exactly to where it needs to be, like on the angle, or if for some reason like you got two roads that aren't working out, you can kind of smooth it out with a smaller piece of that stuff and just inch it up, just bit by bit by bit until it's smooth.
You can fix some of those transitions.
And then like as far as like driving on bends and stuff on that raised wall, like let's say for instance like for wall rides and shit. Like let's say you're starting on a flat piece that's not got a bend in it, and then you want it to bend, so you get one of those bendy pieces, and you can move it in the X and Y and Z axes just right to kind of line up and fit and be nice and smooth. Like that's when you start using that stuff. If you want one of those like wide floor pieces, or if you want a piece for the floor to be huge and wide, and you want it to go up in one of those bends, like on one of those raised stunt track pieces, like you can take that and you can fuck with the world heading, and like you can turn it, like pitch it, roll it, give it a different yaw, etc. And like you can actually use that as a platform to drive on. No big deal. You can turn it down, like instead of on its side, you can turn it down flat and drive on it and shit, and get those bends that you're looking for too. It's however creative you want to be with the pieces that you have. And a large part of my problem when I first started was I didn't know, I wasn't familiar with all the pieces. I didn't know what was to offer. I didn't know what I could use to put together and how it all worked. But the further along you go, like the more awareness you have for what pieces you could use somewhere, like the better your shit will be, for sure. And like how you can manipulate that. So I was getting ready to roll another Sally here. But yeah, in order to save pieces too, because pieces is a big problem because you only got 200. Like it would be dope if they gave you like room for 500. But pieces is another huge fucking issue, where it's like I only get so many. So if I want to build a cool track, I have to incorporate some of the larger road in Los Santos with it. Like a portion of that larger road is going to be the start out of the race. Like I have to make sure I get to start out like actually on a fucking road, so that I can circle back around into it and generate a full lap without any weird shit going on before the finish line. And that's like race continuity type of stuff, which after you start building races, you'll understand there's like a need for continuity there. But anyways, so that's that. I'm gonna want a larger
That
platform,
was
and now I'm
super
gonna.
boring. I know what pieces to like work with.
Alright.
That was good. Like I said, I was doing, man, and I was trying to use that raised road as like all like the platform you were throwing down. That way you wasted a lot of pieces and not left a lot of stuff open too. So
Right.
let's see if we live.
Oh, let's see. I'm gonna turn this around. I'm gonna take this up
Some
off the
stuff.
highway and get it onto a huge platform. So I'm gonna roll it on its face here and get it straight as I can get it. Maybe change the pitch of it a little bit. Options, override. I'm gonna bring it up some so I can actually see what I'm working with. Yeah. Alright, so I want to go back and work with this pitch. Advanced options, override the position, and just bring it down just a bit. Alright, now that's going to take us up off the highway. Now, if I wanted to set another piece up on it, right, at the same angle that it's at,
Right.
I can just kind of get it near to where it is, right? You override it, and then I can manipulate it from there. I can move it up or do what I want to do to it, get it as close as I can to the other piece, and spend my time doing it this way, right? And that's not the wrong way to do it by any means. Like I could sit here and do this for a while and try and get that to line up just perfectly, and extend that on. Or I could go up to where I want platforms and shit. It's gonna be those building blocks. Get one of the big ones. Right, pro snapping. Let's turn that on. And hopefully it'll snap onto an edge up here and I can start building raised track up here. If it doesn't do so easily, here we're sitting on the tip of it. I can go to advanced options and just push it out where I want it to be. Alright, I don't like it being so so wide there. I want it to be longer than I want it to be wider. Alright, so I have it about where I want it. I'm going to zoom in on it so I can get it really, really perfect and nice. I'm going to take the axes and just push it down. And boom. We got a pretty decent transition right there now. Maybe I could roll it a little bit. Oh, that's the pitch. Get a little more straight across there. Maybe go back into the advanced options, override it, and push it up a little bit with that Z axis. Go a little more smooth. Look at the other side of it. So that's a little bump there, so we'll lay it down some. And that'll be about as smooth as that'll get. We won't really notice it while we're racing, though. We'll just be driving up on it like so. We won't even feel it. Now I can start laying a wall up here for me to go drive somewhere or whatever. But before I get going, I'm going to go ahead and lay down some more checkpoints. So I'm going to push X and lock that big, huge thing in its place. Now I'm going to lay down some checkpoints. So what I need to have is more than just a finish line. I need to have at least 2 or 3 checkpoints, and I don't have to have a full circle. It's going to come back and rotate to itself anyways. So there, I'll throw a checkpoint there. I'll throw a checkpoint up here. And I don't know, I'm kind of feeling like I want to go left up here, so I'll throw a checkpoint here. Now I can go test it. And this is where the fun begins. This is where people start building tracks that are as fast as they can possibly be, right?
Right.
Um, what I've done is I've hit the down button, and it gives me these options: restart, exit test, or path recording. I'm going to path record. I'm just going to begin that. It's going to throw this line out of the middle of my car. Right. Once I'm up here, well, now I'm going to start building the road. So I want to come out a little bit. I want to hard as I can, sharp turn on the inside, right. Bring that out. Maybe I want to come over here, get a little straight so people can catch some slipstream and then start moving out, right? Well, now I know where I'm going to put down the next few sets of flat stuff to build on, right? And my line's going to be there for as long as it's until I erase it, right? So I have this huge line to look at. Now I know about where I want my street to go. I know that I felt like in the beginning of this race I was going to pitch it out and then coming in and bringing it in nice and hard and to the left, and get all that going. Oh, I want to try and build some track there. And right here where it goes off, where I know I'm going that way, so I know I need some more huge building block track there, right? So go back into props, start building blocks. I got the large ones right now. I can turn that on, turn the pro snapping on. Let's see if I can't get this built up a little bit over here. There we go. Wait, no. Boom. Okay, looks like that's going to be an issue. So maybe I could use a smaller piece. Something that's not going to take up that whole edge right there. Don't know that I'm going to get it to be able to snap on to the edge that I want it to. So if I can't, I'm just going to roll over it until it's flat with it and go and manipulate it. Advanced position, position override. Bud's not paying attention to live chat. I don't know what he's talking about.
I'm still listening. I'm like trying to build along with you.
Alright, so I can play with the road heading here and get it a little more straight up against that road. Push that out so it's not impeding the road that we're driving up on. Danger. He didn't realize there was a party. Okay, it doesn't have to be perfectly aligned with that, I guess. I don't know. Or maybe I'll put a wall there, maybe I won't. But I do know that this is way too close up. So I'm gonna push that out that way with my x-axis. And these axes, they don't always, they're not always the same, man. It depends on like what angle and like which way you're looking. So the world angle and the local angle for the position, all of these will change the directions on them. I like to use the local angle. Alright, let's see if that's going to be a pretty smooth transition or not. It looks like it's going to be pretty smooth. Maybe I would roll it, but if I go and put some street on top of it, now that it's rolled, it might be odd, and then I'd have to go and roll the street too. So I like to keep it as flat as I can until I start building roads and stuff. And if I build bends and things, then I'll leave it to the road to bend instead of the flat piece underneath of it. But okay, judging by the line here, I'm just going to keep using that same piece of track that I'm building with, and I'm going to continue to carry on. I'm going to X that where it is, back out. I have to turn the pro snapping on every single time we come out of the advanced position stuff. There it is. I want it to maintain flatness, so I'm just gonna set it the way it is. I'm gonna build a whole big old deck right there. Maybe we'll take it on and around and through the city or something. Oh yeah, let's do that. I think that's gonna be a perfect step down into the city. Alright. So I only have these 3 checkpoints, but those are the only checkpoints I need to be able to go back and drive on this shit. I don't have to set up every single checkpoint along the way or anything like that. I can wait until the end of the race to set all the stupid checkpoints. So as long as I have my line there and I know which way I want to go, that line is always going to be there until I get rid of it. So I can go test it again. And I'm using the little Audi as the running car for this test. I didn't set up any of the cars or anything for it. And now I'm just following my previous line. I don't know shit about it. It's done. I know I wanted to come out this way. Oh, that's going to be an impediment right there. You're going to have to drive around it. Whoop. Alright. I'm going to exit back to the dust. Alright. And go back to the placement. Let's see what we got here. Well, that was pretty bendy. Alright, it looks like this is all going to be pretty good downhill. I want to take this race down into the streets and save as many pieces as I can right now. And we're working with eight pieces of props right now and all of this, so you could easily see how we're going to save a ton of pieces just working off the main road, and then using this under building block stuff to actually use as part of the stuff to drive on, you know. But we're going to put road down in a lot of places too. And a lot of this is going to end up our road just because we're going to put walls up around it, and that's all we're going to see. It's the only setting that we're going to know during the race, and so that's part of what makes these races really nice too. Is just the setting alone. Man, how's my Sally? Just I'm running out of stuff to make Sally's. Alright, this isn't gonna let me turn a track over and snap it. So that means I have to do it myself. It's a 30 piece heading that I like to use, or a 30 degree track that I like to use when I turn it over, when I roll it over. So I'm gonna roll that. Can't see it. There it is. Where are you? There you are. Alright, and because I can't really see it, I guess I'm gonna have to bring it up itself. Advanced options, override, and raise this thing up. Bring it over. Now we got something to drive down there with. Okay, I'm going to invert it at just the slightest angle on the inside and push it over. And that pretty much falls down into an okay place. Let me push this down into the track. There we go. Now, here's something that I was trying to explain to you earlier. I need the part where we come off the platform and onto the road to be just as wide as the rest of the road down there. Otherwise, we'll fall off this driving area, or we altogether might miss this driving area. So I need another one of what I just did right next to this, but I don't want to take all the time in the world to pick out the 30 angle track, turn it around and roll it, bring it in manually and put it where I did it. I just want it to be already the way this piece is. Alright, so I'm going to set this piece with the X button. Now I'm still in this override screen up here at the top left. So I'm going to use the override again on the next piece. Now that next piece is right there in it or on top of it. Watch. It's already right there. All I gotta do is just very slightly adjust it to where I want it to truly be. It's at the same angle and pitch and roll, and everything else is the piece next to it. I just gotta button them up and make them match. And voila. They match. Alright, I got this little piece right here. Oh man. What am I gonna do about that? Oh, I know. Alright. So I need this this road part right here to be even across so that we're not jumping on each other as we're going down it. I've accomplished that. But I have this problem right here where maybe our cars are going to hit that where these two tracks come together. And maybe that might knock one of our cars off. It'd be kind of weird. Alright, so I'm going to back out of all of that and I'm going to go get a different stunt track piece. I'm just going to get the small little individual road piece. I gotta be able to see the dang thing. There it is. Alright, I'm gonna come up here and turn my pro snapping on. And boom. Fixed. That'll be a smooth transition. Now that's not the color I want it to be, right? So I'll turn allow prop stacking off, and then I'll have the little circle. I'll take my little circle and I'll guide it over the pink and I'll push the L2 button or L1 and that will change it to the color that I want it. We'll make it orange. We'll push the X button and set it there. Voila. Done. Beautiful. Alright, now we're going to be back on the ground. Let me get a piece of stuff that will help me out here. How hard of a transition is that going to be? Does it need to be any more smooth? Is it gonna fuck us up when we drive across of it? I'm gonna be wanting to go straight right there probably. Let's go take it on a test run. It's kind of violent. It's kind of violent. I don't know if it's too violent. Let me end the path recording. Let's see what it's like if I were to continue to follow the turn down there. Instead. So it's really a process of just finding. Oh, it's so much cooler taking the turn instead. It's really just a process of finding the path that you want, you know. Um, and once you find the path that you want, and you have the pathway laid out, if you want to put road down, go for it. If you want to start adding walls, do that. You know. I usually just find the road path that I want. And then once I've got the road path all mapped out, then I'll start doing the legwork for the walls and everything. And I think that's what I want, is to come down and make this turn here. So I'll have to turn traffic off. Do we come down here and make the left turn and head back for the highway just now? Let's see where all the accesses to the highway is. So that's the only thing we really have to do is just jump back on the highway. There's not going to be any over there. It's going to be over here. Okay, that's the highway there. There's no access to it. And there's none of this one either. Which means it's going to be this. To here. This is going to be a long highway drive back to the thing, and it's just going to be highway. So maybe it just needs to come from this side. So right now I'm just driving around the map trying to find my path here. I think I found it. shoot up the alleyway. That's gonna be a dangerous run through the alleyway here. No, this is not okay. The fucking van. To get rid of all the ambient pedestrians and shits. I still feel like that's too long of a ride back. So it'll be this one here. Maybe it's time to put up walls. A few here and there might not hurt. Way, fool. Alright, that ain't bad. Exodus test. I got plenty of lines on my track indicating where I want to go. Looks like it's just going to be a short race. I don't know if I should make it a split right there. Let's see what's going on. Maybe there'll be a top level and a bottom level. We'll see what's up. Alright. Placement. Let's put in some cool things real fast here. I am going to put in a tunnel, but it's not going to be just a tunnel. If I mess with the road heading and put it on its side, it becomes something to avoid or something to drive around. Let's make it gray. There's options, override. Now we can put it wherever we want it. Let's push it down so we can see what we're working with here. Keep it open so we can see. It's actually kind of perfect where it's at. Yeah, where's he then? Alright, something that's going to make your tracks a lot more clean and presentable is if all the top parts of the stunt race, the race stunt tracks, all the top parts have road and track on them. So if you'll roll that over so that the road and the track part is at the bottom where we'll never ever be able to see it, right? Unless you intend to use the race portion of it. If you turn it over so it's at the bottom, then when you take a picture of your track from far out so that people can see what it is who are about to race it, they won't see that messy version of it, and that'll make everybody
Won't look like it's
say,
stitched together.
yeah, that'll make everybody say, oh wow, that looks nice and clean, you know, it's not just thrown together. It gives it that that curbside value, you know. Now we got a nice wall going up that first little area there where we drive up onto the elevated track. And using the highway down there, we've probably saved ourselves a good, I don't know, 12 or 13, 20 pieces, 10 to 20 pieces maybe. So that'll be cool. And not just the highway, but oh shit, I mean the city roads too. Half of this track is city road and half of it's elevated. You know, so we've saved 100 pieces. Just just knowing that we've split the track up half and half. And that's dope. You know, saving 100 pieces. That means there's room for decorations, that's room for cool shit to look at. People can really enjoy the track outside of racing. It makes it a lot better that way. Alright, now I want another wall exactly like the wall I just made. I don't want to have to roll it back around and turn the thing on its side. I don't want to have to get it at the same height that it's at right now, all that good stuff. So I'm going to set this where it is. It's going to set, and then a new wall is going to set right and visible close to it. I'm going to override that wall immediately and move it where I want it. And in conjunction with the track that it's next to. Right. Lots of times I forget that I just set the pitch of something or I just set the roll of something and then I go and try and move it and I accidentally get it off or whatever. So it is set on roll. I'm going to set it back to world heading and then go back into the advanced options. That way I don't fuck up what I'm working with. I'd say it's about right there. It's kind of even. Let's push it out. Oh, that's a huge track crack right there. Let's get that closed up. So before you set it, just make sure you look at all the different angles. So get this pushed down. Take a run. Look around outside of it. Let's get down close. Take a look at the driving surface where it meets the wall. That all looks okay. If I want to later, I could put a lid on top of it. You know, you never know what I'm feeling. But there's a couple of initial walls right there now. It will prop set off these when they're turned upside down. Or snap. It will snap when they're turned upside down. It's just they just won't snap like side to side. Like I can't lay two flat on top of each other. You know.
Right.
And getting these things to snap with other pieces to snap onto around them is kind of difficult sometimes, and I'll just move the shit manually. Doesn't look like it wants to. It wants to snap to everything else around it except the one place that I want it to snap to. Just snap to the tunnel, snap to the other wall, snap to the... Alright, I'm gonna have to turn snapping off. And I'm just gonna have to get this thing as close as it can be to the area that I want to work it in. And get it facing the right direction that I want it to be in. And try to make that as level as I can be with the other stuff around it. And then I'll advance options that override the position and push it around where I want it. Okay, that looks about right. This might be too big. Alright, now we're always racing inside of these huge air tubes. Right, sometimes those tubes are up on a platform, you know. I'm gonna throw some tubes up on this platform, see if I can't get some to lay out right. I don't want the little ones, I want the fucking huge ones, the stunt air tubes. Because we're not gonna drive in the tube, we're just gonna drive under the tube or through the tube. So let's get it down about halfway or so. Let's see what we got going on here. Oh, these tubes are huge, man. Alright, if I want to do this, I'm going to have to lay down a whole other thing here. Living on the edge. Do it now?
I don't know. I just stuck in my head.
It's stuck in your head? Oh
Yeah.
boy.
Yeah. It's just like the chorus of it.
Oh, there's worse songs that could be stuck in your head though, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, there's definitely some worse
So you know where
songs.
Aerosmith came from, right? Same place that Rush came from.
Oh, really?
They are the American and Canadian answer to Led Zeppelin.
Oh,
Yep.
no way.
Yep.
I would
Of course, the
never.
Canadian version of Led Zeppelin went a totally different direction. And of course, Aerosmith's just really poppy version of Led Zeppelin if you think about it.
Yeah.
But if you look at like when they were signed, right after the great Led Zeppelin appreciation, it's like fuck, there's money here.
Uh huh.
So Aerosmith was a long, long bet. They paid off like a motherfucker. Because the byproduct of like that is butt rock. And I'm not talking like the good kind, like Kiss, like the pageantry. I'm talking like bad stuff, like Britney Fox or Winger.
What about Britney Fox? What now?
Britney Fox, they were like better than their costumes. A lot of those bands were way better than their costumes, the pageantry. Like that dude that used to play for Poison, CC Bloom or something like that. He was like a Berkeley graduate, man. He learned like classical guitar, and he's up there going gyrating his pelvis. You know what I mean? It's interesting. It's interesting, dude. The guy
Gyrating his
that I mean, he
pelvis.
made his money. I'm not any richer than I am.
Yeah.
I feel like he's sells himself a little short. Berkeley, man. Maybe it was Juilliard or something like that. Some big school. That was a good tutorial. I need some pot the whole afternoon. I see what you're
Yeah.
saying. It's
Yeah.
fucking. It's engrossing. That's the word I'm looking for. Engrossing.
Engrossing.
Yeah, it's gonna be like a fresh wake up in the morning,
Yeah.
coffee kind of thing.
Yeah, it's not something to take on after a full day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm trying to, but my brain's starting to go
Mhm.
real quick.
Yeah, I had to start doing
Because
them
like
like in the
you opened this
morning.
giant door for me. Now it's like flooding
Yeah.
these. It sucks.
Yeah.
I can step back real quick. Oh, look what you did to me.
See, now you don't understand why I'm tired every time I come to the broadcast. I'm
No,
just
I
like,
get it. I
oh
get it.
man.
Between like creating and like recreating tracks and content, I don't know. You gotta be pretty disciplined, don't you?
Tracks and content is my life.
Yeah, I dig it. It's all good.
I'm all about the tracks and the content.
You gotta do some shorter segments so to get some hits. So you can make that money
Yeah.
eventually. I mean, that is a goal you always want to try. Like, I mean, no matter how much of an artist people say they are, you just have to be able to make a livelihood out of it. That'd be tight. You got good ideas. You got good people. You just gotta give people what they want.
Oh man, I got great people.
They want that short shit. They want little pops. Little pops get them interested. Fucking
I got great
literally,
people.
it's like a 7 second attention span. It's ridiculous.
is, I just don't think I'm gonna be able to connect it in a sharp enough fashion. Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
How does this feel?
Hmm.
I think I want to try to make a cool wall ride track. That's what I think about next project. Get through a track for a while. It might be a little too big. I have to make sure I take smart bites. Don't choke on it, you know.
Don't choke on it.
Don't choke on it. Know your limits. Jesus Christ.
Don't choke on it, though. You
I
can
had
only
this
go down
girlfriend,
so
man.
far.
She's younger, way younger than me. She's 26, 27, I'm 40 something. You know what I mean? She had all the kid issues, you know. But anyway, talk one time, we were fucking fucked up, and she's like, "What was she talking about?" We were talking about like porn and stuff like that. She's like, "Man, I don't know." Like, why? She's like, "Cause if I go into a room and like it's just like a bunch of dicks. I don't know what I'm gonna do." And I'm like, "Oh my god, really?" And then she's like, "Well, what are you gonna do?" And, you know, and she just started looking around and started jacking off all these invisible dicks. It was fucking. It was hilarious, dude. I, tasteless, yes, but fucking hilarious, right? And so then me and I'm drunk. And it's like, you know what? I'm like, what? She's like, what? I was like, you could at least be surprised by the amount of dicks you're seeing.
Right. Yeah.
Right?
Show some
Be at least,
surprise.
like, whoa, that's a lot of dicks there. She looks me dead cold in the face and says, don't worry, I know my limit on dick.
Oh, God.
Alright.
Huh.
Oh, God.
Does she have any
She's fucking
sisters?
funny. It was funny, man. It was good banter. I don't know how much hint to put on it, but still, she's stone cold with me. I was like, come on. I mean, giggled afterwards, you know, but of course she can vouch. I know my
Chicks.
limit on dick. That's funny. Oh, yeah, chicks are not bad, man.
Yeah, only for a while.
Unfortunately. Well, I mean, it's just kind of ruins
Oh, is Captain here all this? Oh, yeah, we're... Makes sense.
Okay, so the fast fun. Nope. Okay. So try to suck me in a shitty race. I can tell. I don't believe it's a shitty race.
Fast fun, huh?
Wait. Fast fires.
Is there an actual broadcast on YouTube, Captain?
You're listening to a voice chat between us, and he's live doing things. But I was having a hard time listening to the delay and talking, and having him talk to me in the headphones and the delay. So
I just don't know
felt
where
like a
he
voice
is.
chat.
Is he in YouTube or is he in the chat or... Captain, I'm sorry. Could you clarify?
Yeah. I don't understand what his question is. Listen to him give me tutorials. You were listening to it, getting a tutorial. That's what you were listening to. Now he's pulling track. I gave up like a pansy. I'm gonna turn my TV up. I have to turn it again.
I guess I'm on broadcast, but I don't... I guess I better probably go to my YouTube channel and figure out what's up. Like, I don't even know I'm on broadcast on YouTube. I thought I was just broadcasting inside the PlayStation Network or something. I am broadcasting on YouTube. I'm building this whole race up on this mug. Yep, Captain. I forgot to change the name of the live. This isn't even supposed to be the Tuesday night live, but looks like it is.
That'd be such a mess.
Well, Captain, I remember my sharing my screen to everybody. So I guess when I share my screen to everybody, that means YouTube also. Go figure.
Get this balanced again.
Well, I'm not intending for this to be a wall ride. So, you know, hopefully people will understand and not use it as such. Oh no, that needs to come out a lot more. No, 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 no. Oh, that won't do it either. It is Tuesday. Is there an open lobby? Is it 7 o'clock? Oh no, it's not 7 yet.
It's not
Okay.
even close, is it?
Do what?
It's not even close to 7. It's like 5 or something like that, right?
It's 6:30 over here.
5:30. Okay.
Uh,
Whatever the time zone is.
and it's also not Monday, which the broadcast right now is saying it's Monday, but it's not. It's not Monday at all. In fact, it's rather far away from Monday.
You got a lot of stopping point, motherfucker.
Yeah, I do. I get going and then I'm just like,
What
I
time
can
is it?
finish it all right
What
now.
day is it? What
Yeah.
year is it?
Essentially, it's gonna be a small track. All right. Um, it's gonna make me test it, so I'll just test it right now.
That's smart. Like, do a little bit first and then check the reason. Just test it real quick.
Yeah, bounce. But this is sending me on 2 laps, so I gotta do 2 laps of my own race right now. now I have nothing but lines to take me. I guess I don't have to do the race exactly the way it's laid out. It's definitely about to be a calico race, though. For anyone who is upset about us not having enough calico races. I don't know, buddy. Hey, don't join up on me though, okay? Because I'm not in a normal lobby.
Enough. There's no such thing as enough.
Yeah, there's no such thing as enough. This is
I didn't know it first. I was like, okay, these guys count. I get it. I get the car now. I get why you like the car.
Yeah, you get
it's
it.
It's fun as fuck when you're flying at top speed in that thing.
Right.
It's awesome. It's a fun car. Don't think it corners well. No. Just drive.
Yeah, you just drive it wrong. Shit, this thing corners like a beast. You ever done a fucking hairpin turn in one of these calicos at full speed? Shit. Come on now. How could you not love that? Especially when you execute it perfectly. It's just like, oh, it feels like fucking butter. We need a cycling track. Actually, I have one in my mind. I was thinking about doing it, and then they came out with all of these different cycling tracks and everything, and I was just like, well, fuck. So, new tune. Or there we go. All right. Let's exit. So there you go. That's kind of the beginning process. That's how we start them out, and you can get as elaborate as you want with them. Of course, it's just.
No, that's good. Show me those pieces were so helpful, and the being able to save your race trig also too.
Yeah.
Two very fundamentally badass pointers.
Yeah, dope. Well, I'm glad you were able to pull some takeaways from it.
That's cool.
I'm glad I could help, man. Oh yeah. No, man, I was ready to get in there last night and start changing things up and making some corrections, and then I got in there and I started falling asleep. I was just like, I'll just stay here and wake up in the morning. Like it's hard to do on a foggy mind. Yeah, it's hard to do on a foggy mind. All right, I know you can hardly hear his voice, Black Tide. When you turned your microphone, it's when you turned it down originally.
God damn it, really?
Yeah.
I was too loud.
No, ever since then, it's just you've been so faint. Yeah, I know. Oh, I already got the pizza and the Alfredo here today, so I'm gonna be eating tonight's leftovers.
Excuse me.
Here, let me try and change the broadcast title. Here we go. I think maybe it's okay.
Your face goes numb. You take a coffee break.
I mean, I can definitely hear you.
Job that leaves you feeling terrible afterwards.
Hello, master.
Damn,
How are
are
we
you
gonna
going
say
for
hello?
baritone or?
Wait, merchandise.
Master, since the last DVD got edited by censors in the West, we don't sell so many. So no more merchandising. No more Princess Robot bubblegum dolls, or pencil cases, or rulers, or blow-up companions, or rock balls, or erotic massage oils, or all the other creepy shit you sunk all our money into.
Sometimes the path is not straight, but is still true. Oh, I like that line. I like that. Maybe I sell
I
it
can't
on
get
a
into it
proper
from here.
sticker.
Let's see if I can
Anyway,
change the title from here.
Nice.
2.5. Right there. So that's it. Okay, that's it.
All right. Maybe we can actually hear you now.
Alright,
Mister,
I think I can hear you in my regular earphones good.
We go to comic
And that's the
convention.
difference I needed.
And we sell some more action
Being able to have chat and commentary during the
No,
broadcast
it's
is imperative to me.
I think I might have overdid the buffering.
Captain, that was the radio in the background. Yes, sir. Okay, I'm going to end this broadcast and rename it something else later on, and then I'll start the regular Tuesday night broadcast here at about 7:30 or so. So anyone viewing right now, we're going to take a little bit of a break. I imagine that's just me, Captain, and Kit Kat. We're going to take a little bit of a break from broadcasting, and then we'll come back and do the regular broadcasting tonight. For now, though, I hope you're able to sit back, relax, and enjoy this video. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and tap that notifications bell. That's how you know I'm going live and on air and doing a broadcast. Sometimes I don't even know that I'm going live and on air and doing a broadcast myself. We'll see you in the next video.